Hi there, ice cream friends. This is Evan with Ice Cream Equipment Specialists, and we get a lot of questions about the different types of molds, extractors, aligners, and kind of what they are and their purpose. So this video is going to explain to you some basics and maybe like a mold 101 for you to understand. Frozen treats and frozen novelties are really taking off here in North America. We see a lot of folks wanting to sell paletas or kulfi or ice cream on a stick or frozen fruit bars. With an Ataforma mold, you can start with just one mold and really test the market and see if it works, and you can go all the way up to 6,000, 7,000 pops per hour in production. So Ataforma is the premier company. They invented the modern retail style mold. One of the reasons we love Ataforma is that they are built correct and they are built for safety. We're in the frozen dessert business because we care, we want to see smiles, and we want to have people in our community have a good time. What isn't a good time is when you can get people sick. And there are a lot of molds out there not made with the same technology of laser welding that is done by Ataforma and are not even 304 stainless steel. In Ataforma molds, you don't have these small laser or kind of hand welding marks that can be bacteria havens. And no matter how hard you scrub, you can still be getting bacteria and hurting your client. So that's one of the reasons we love Ataforma. The other part that we really like is that they're a lot lighter than their competitors. And why that matters is two reasons: the ergonomics of you and your employees constantly picking them up time over time, and also lighter metal is showing you that actually can freeze faster because it's a thinner metal, which means it's a more expensive metal, which means it takes higher technology to actually weld it. Be really buyer beware. It might say Ataforma style. That does not mean it's Ataforma. Some people will even try to use their logo and knock it off. So we really recommend that you speak with us at ices.cool. That's icecreamequipmentspecialist.cool. And we can make sure that you're getting the right mold at the right price with the right service, and most importantly, the right know-how behind it. So let's get into it. What the heck is a mold? Well, we talked about a mold, and that is what you actually put your product into, right? So anything that you could put into a batch freezer, a soft serve machine, kind of the two other big pieces of equipment in the ice cream world, you can also put into a mold. What we have here is the Mitch 123. This is used by more paleteros or people making paletas all across North America than any other mold. This is a traditional Michoacan style mold. It's really important to choose the mold based on how you want to present it. One of the great things about the Mitch mold is it's flat on the side, and this allows you to decorate with fruit, nuts, and candy very easily. Now, molds come in different cavity amounts. Some molds are 14 cavities, 16 cavities, 18 cavities, 22 cavities, 28, and 26. 28 and 26 are the most general molds that are used in the Ataforma line. The 26 style cavity molds are wider, so they take up more room in your machine, and that's usually because the cavity itself is larger and needs that larger body to safely work. 28 cavity molds, like this soft mold, are thinner, which means you can get more molds into the machine if you're using a traditional machine, and they usually have smaller volume of the cavity itself. So it's important to make sure you understand that when you're getting a mold, to know how many cavities there are, and that making sure that you're actually matching the proper extractor and aligner. So now let's talk about the extractor and the aligner. So the extractor is here. This is where you'll put your sticks into it. Notice your sticks can be branded. They can be different sizes. This universal extractor is meant for straight sticks, curved sticks, and larger sticks. It goes into the mold after the liquid mix has been added, and this is how you would then demold. So if you're using a demolder, of course, that's going to keep it at a constant temperature and is designed for doing production. But most people, when they're just starting, they might actually just use a black bus pan with some warm water, and they would go back and forth in it, and then they would gently release, and then all the pops would come out or extract, hence the name extractor. So we always make sure that our mold and our extractors meet, and then we make sure that our aligner is the same. This makes the process of filling the extractor quick, easy, and exact. So if you have a 28 cavity mold, the aligner is 56, right? To do two extractors side by side. So we have extractors, they go into the mold, and then you have your aligners. So that's the basic premise of your stick style. And then when you move into, and this is something that only Ataforma has, and that is what we call a pin style or a stickless extractor. So here we have a mold that's small and kind of the size of a small ice cream cake, or it could just be for ice, flavored ice. But what can happen here is instead of a stick, you actually pull out them, and then these tongs are inside the product. And then what you can do is you actually can pull up on the handle as you're demolding, and then they would release. And so there'd be a tiny hole. What some people do is they actually take the tiny extractor and dip it it in chocolate or a coating, or they'll just pull them out and then they'll let customers dip them to order as well. This could also be for flavored ice if you were doing like mixology or you were working with a bar program. So they have a lot of innovations, and these come in different sizes, what they call the bonbon style molds. These are very tiny and they're really helpful if you really want to do catering and off-site sales and you really want to do boxes, and that's something where you can actually make them and then sell them in a box for Valentine's Day. So when it comes to molds, not all mold brands are equal. When it comes to quality, they're definitely not. And so if you're looking to talk with a company that has molds in stock and has know-how, understands basic recipes, understands where you need to be in the frozen dessert market, please feel free to look at us. We're www.ices.cool. So literally cool, like your products will be if you use Ataforma molds. Thank you and have a great day. Cheers to your success in frozen dessert entrepreneurship.